Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's Kayla here, and by the title of the video, you guys know that I'm going to be trying out some new products that I picked up from Target, and I happened to see this new cosmetic brand that I never seen before. It's called Makeup Obsession. I picked up 4 different items from the collection, and I will go ahead and show you what they are. So the first item that I picked up was a contour palette. It's called Throw Shade. How cute is that name? And it looks like this. It comes with 9 different shades. It comes with 3 highlighters, and then the other 6 are just contour shades and some highlight powders. The next palette that I picked up was this eyeshadow palette here. It's called Belle Jordan, and it has 16 different shades. And it looks like this, very pretty. I thought a lot of these colors will look very nice on my skin tone. I really like warm colors. And I also picked up this highlighter called Mega Lightning. This is what the shade looks like. And the last item that I picked up was this Dewy setting spray because I wanted to go for a summer glowy look. We're trying to glow up a little bit today, so why not try something different? So this comes in 3.38 full ounces, and it's called the Dewy Fix setting spray. So we'll see how this turns out. I haven't tried any of the eyeshadows. I haven't swatched them or anything like that. We're going to be trying those colors, or as many colors as we can, on the face when we begin the eye makeup. So enough rambling, and we'll go ahead and get to it. Okay, so before we get into the eye makeup, the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and prime and moisturize my face. So of course I'm going in with my Fenty Beauty mattifying primer. You guys know I love this stuff. I use this with every single makeup look that I do. And I'm just going to add that to my T-zone and everywhere that I get oily. So now to add a little bit of moisture into my skin, I'm going to be using the Pond's Dry Skin Moisturizer. I've seen a lot of people talk about this moisturizer. It's supposed to be really good. So I figured I would go ahead and try it out. The next thing we are going to do is go ahead and prime our lids. So of course I'm using the P. Louise Rumor Base in the shade 4. And I'm just going to apply that all over the lid. It's time to go in with the eyeshadows. So picking up the Belle Jordan palette. And I must say, for a drugstore palette, these palettes have some weight to it. It doesn't feel like your typical drugstore like flimsy palette, and it comes with a mirror, you know, a decent sized mirror at that. So I think for a transition, I'm going to go in with the orange shade, and it is the color Sagittarius. So I'm going with this orange shade right here. And I'm just going to take the orange shade Sagittarius on a Morphe M441 brush, and I'm going to blend that in my crease. What do you guys think? I don't think it looks bad. It's definitely buildable, and it does blend out pretty well, so I'm not going to complain about that. So I'm going to take the shade Hot Sauce on this Dome Morphe brush. You guys see me use this before to add more depth into the crease, and I'm just going to apply that a little bit under the orange shade. So I feel like it's adding more depth. I can see the color in person. I'm not sure if it's picking up on camera, but the color is definitely there. Okay, so now we can go ahead and put a color on our lid. So many pretty shimmer shades. I'm not sure what to use. Let's go ahead and swatch a few and we'll see which ones we like. So I'm gonna go in with this copper color first. It's called Bear. It's pretty. Okay. And then there is another shade down here, a gold shimmer called AF. You all know what that stands for. That's pretty too. So we're gonna go in with both Bear and AF. Why not try to use as many colors as we can to see if they actually work? I'm going to take a flat shader brush. This is from an Amazon cosmetics company. They make makeup brushes. I will leave the link down below if you're interested in purchasing some makeup brushes from Amazon. So the first shade I'm gonna go in with is Bear, and that was that pretty copper shade. And I'm going to begin to add that onto the lid. Wow, that's pretty. And I'm just packing that on, bringing it a little bit above the crease. I'm just going to take another flat shader brush. Again, this is from the Amazon brand. I mean, it's not called Amazon, it's some other language I can't pronounce, so we're not going to pronounce it. But I will have the link, like I said, down in the description. And once I've added the glitter primer, I'm going to go in with AF. And pack that on. Can you guys see that? It's so pretty. I hope you guys can see that. So I went ahead and finished applying the shade AF to the inner corner, and then I also went ahead and did my eyeliner and applied my lashes. So now it's time for our complexion products. So for today's makeup, I'm going to be using 2 foundation sticks as my highlighter and contour. My contour is in the shade Cocoa, and my concealer slash highlight is in the shade Almond. These are both from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And then for my actual foundation, I'm going to be using the shade Nutmeg from Black Opal. So to blend out my concealer, I'm using this Real Techniques setting brush. And I'm just going to blend out the shade Almond. To blend out my contour, I'm going to be taking this angled stippling brush. This is from Shani Cosmetics. It's their F009 Kabuki brush. I'm just going to take my Sonia Kashuk blending sponge and just go over our makeup just to make sure there's no harsh lines. I'm going to go ahead and set my makeup. So I'm going to be using the Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder from Fenty Beauty in the shade Nutmeg. And I'm going to take that on this brush here, this fluffy powder brush. And I'm trying out this new blending sponge. This is from Real Techniques also, but it's a velvet blending sponge and it's supposed to be really good for powder. So we're gonna go ahead and try it out right now. Oh wow. I mean, it definitely adds the powder evenly as opposed to like a regular Real Technique sponge. My eyes they look bomb. Tell me they don't look bomb. What? Makeup obsession. I'm just going to dust away all of the product. And now we can get into the other complexion product that I bought from Makeup Obsession. So now since I've tried the eyeshadows, now I'm like, you gotta live up to these contour shades, okay? Like, you did us right with the eyeshadow, you gotta come through with the contour. So again, the Thrill shade, I mean, that's a great name for a contour palette. So based off, I mean, I am kind of nervous because in the pan, they kind of look ashy. So we're gonna go in with the shade Queen. I usually like a warmer brown. And this is like a chocolate. Ooh. I don't know. Let me go ahead and swatch the shade Powder. It's the shade right here. Yeah, no, that's pure ash. Okay, that's deceased. Okay, that's cremation. Like, no. I'm dipping into the pan. Again, there is fallout. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is outside the pan. Bruh. Oh no. Yo, this is ashy. Yeah, this is not the shade I usually go in with to bronze or contour or any of that. I like a warmer shade. Bruh, I look crazy. I'm gonna try to keep blending this out. So we're not gonna go in with that anymore because I don't wanna mess up my makeup. So I'm going to go in with my favorite bronzer. It's from Fenty Beauty in the shade Cocoa Naughty. Looks like this. See how warm that color is? I love this color so much. All right, let's see if we can try to correct this. Oh my goodness, I don't think anything can correct that. And I was starting to look casket ready, okay? we wasn't gonna look summer bronze. We was gonna look casket. So, like I showed you guys before, we have the Mega Lightning Highlighting Powder from Makeup Obsession. So I'm going to swatch it again just so we can see what it looks like. So let's go ahead and swatch this. Yeah, it's definitely light. But I wanted like a shimmer to the face. So let's just try it and see. I'm going to take that on the Morphe M510 brush. And I'm just going to ever so lightly go into it. I don't want it to be a mishap like the contour. It doesn't look too bad. Maybe because it has the gold in it, the gold reflex in it. It's not all the way truly silver. So maybe that's what's helping it out a little bit. And I'm not picking up a lot of highlighter because I already know how silvery this is. Would I wear this again? Probably not, just because it's not my true shade. On camera it looks pretty. In person, I'm not too sure if I really like it or not. So I'm just making sure to continuously blend this out down the bridge of my nose. So now we're gonna go in with blush. My favorite blush at the moment is from the Saharan Volume 1 blush palette and the shade Neo, which is this pretty burgundy color in the middle. These palettes are super pigmented, so you don't need a lot at all. I just dip into the pan once, and sometimes that's still a lot. I really don't like too much blush, but what I use my blush for is just to bring essentially more warmth back into the face, especially after using that cool toned contour. I'm just trying to disguise that as much as possible. I always like to add a little bit of blush to the tip of my nose. I don't know, that contour messed me up. It looks so muddy. So to finish up the eye look, all I'm going to do is go back into the Belle Jordan palette. And I'm taking those two colors that we put into the crease, Sagittarius and Hot Sauce, and I'm going to smudge that on the bottom lash line. Okay, so now just to finish this up, in the inner corner, I'm gonna add one more shade. I'm gonna go in with the shade Glow Baby. This champagne color right here. And I'm gonna add that to the inner corner. So for the lips, I'm going to take this red chocolate lip pencil from Laura Mercier, and I'm going to align my lips. And now I'm going to go in with one of my favorite nude lipsticks. It's called Quickie, and I'm just going to apply that in the middle. I'm going to be going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Gloss in the shade Butterscotch. So now it's time to go ahead and set our makeup. So we're going to be trying this out. Ugh, I'm scared. The last two. We're 1 for 3 right now, so we'll see how this looks. Shake this up a little bit. It has like a, I don't know what to call it. It's not chemical, but I don't know what kind of smell that is. But it's not pleasant. I mean, but it's not terrible. So, ooh. I mean, it's giving this a nice little glow. All right, so this is the final look using some of the Makeup Obsession palettes that I picked up from Target. Again, this is the Contour palette in Thrill Shade, and this is the eyeshadow palette in Belle Jordan. For the eyeshadow palette, I give it a 5 out of 5. As you can see on my eyes, they blended beautifully. They are super creamy. I really like how they show up on my skin tone. So for women of color that are looking for an affordable palette, I think this was around $14.99. If you have $15 to spend and you want to try out some new makeup looks and you really don't want to go into the realm of the Anastasia Beverly Hills or Makeup Forever or MAC or the higher price palettes, this is a good drugstore palette and it's easily accessible. So you can play around with a whole bunch of different colors. Again, this is the Belle Jordan palette. So if you're into warmer colors, this would definitely be for you. It's a great summer palette. It gets a 5 out of 5 for me. You will definitely see this palette again on my channel. Now, the Thrill Shade Contour palette, I had high hopes for this palette simply because of how great the eyeshadows were, but I was surprised at how ashy they were. I mean, just looking at it in the pan, I should have known that. However, the shade Queen comes off in the pan as a warm chocolate brown. However, when we swatched it and I put it on my face, it's actually like a cool tone brown. And then the shade Powder is definitely a cool tone. And it just didn't work well with my skin tone. If you're into cooler contour powders or bronzers, then maybe this will work for you. But yeah, it just didn't work for me. Let's just go ahead and swatch these shades anyway, just to see. So this is the shade Sassy. This is the shade Attitude. And this is the shade Ultra. And I mean, looking at these, I wouldn't even use these as a highlighter. Maybe on the lid. But honestly, I think this was also $14, $15. And I feel like I wasted my money with this. So you don't have to pick this up at all. This is definitely a no-go. Use the contour powders you have. Now the Dewy setting spray, I did like. That was good. That's what we used to set our face, and it brought everything together. It gave us a nice glow, and it looks very pretty on camera. I mean, for the Dewy setting spray, I mean, I'm gonna give that like a 3. I just didn't like the smell, and I would really have to test it to see how it wears over the course of a few hours to see if my makeup actually really lasts. The last item is the Mega Lightning highlighter powder. I was trying to use it as a dupe of the Fenty Beauty Diamond Ball highlighter, and this is not a dupe of that at all. But yeah, I really didn't like the way that it blended onto the skin. It just didn't work well for my skin tone. Again, layering it though over top of another highlighter it worked out very pretty, but just by itself on my skin tone personally, it didn't work that well. So that is my review of the Makeup Obsession collection from Target. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you want to see more reviews and tutorials and try-ons, first impressions from me, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to my channel and give this video a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what you think of this look, if it's something that's worth your coins and your money. Honestly, just the eyeshadow is for me. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.